Hey there, welcome to another episode of Football Everyday, coming to you live and direct from the studios here at Menara Star in PJ. My name is Nelson, as usual. Joining me today, Ian Yee, Shaun Orange. Guys, Happy New Year, good to see you back on the show. After a while it's been, I believe, especially for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, the last weekend of 2011 saw some rather surprising results, with Man United, Man City and Arsenal all losing games, and surprisingly, well, at Old Trafford, United failed to go 3 points clear of City, as they were surprisingly beaten 3-2 by basement club Blackburn. I mean, in the wake of the defeat, Phil Jones described the performance as too slow and too laboured. I mean, so would you agree?
Yeah, I was looking back at some of the, especially the last goal they conceded. Blackburn seemed to want the goal much more, right? When the ball just went up, he did his little flap as usual.
Yeah.
Ball went up, and you can see people like Carrick, Berbatov as usual, they're just standing there watching the ball.
Yeah.
Whereas Blackburn, they just threw their body right at the ball, and that's how they got across the line. So sometimes you need players like that to push you over the line a bit. Blackburn had them that day. For United, they didn't show up. The only player you could say in that group who would really put their bodies on the line for the cause, Phil Jones and all that, but he can't do it all on his own.
Yep.
So you got players like Carrick, Berbatov, even Evra these days.
And
they don't have the defensive steel anymore.
And Phil Jones was in the side that lost 7-1 to United last season.
Yeah, poor guy, right?
Well, okay, Ian, I mean, more of a concern perhaps would be the reported row between Fergie and Rooney. Do you think that was a decisive factor? Rooney
Definitely.
not playing?
Come on. I mean, you got to read between the lines when it comes to these things. This row has been brewing for some time since Rooney tried to get that transfer last year. Obviously, Fergie thinks that he needs to put him back in his place once in a while, which I totally agree with. I mean, he is an integral part of the squad, but we can't focus everything on him. He has to realize that he has to contribute to the cause as well. If not, we'll have players again, who aren't willing to put their bodies on the line for the cause.
Yeah, he's got to realize that United's
not
not all about
out.
him, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. Well, Shaun, I mean, after United's defeat, a win for Roberto Mancini's men, at Sunderland would have seen them pull 3 points clear at the top, but I mean, they contrived to lose by a late goal, to a Ji Dong-won strike, I believe. I mean, look, Mancini has every right to be disappointed, right, Shaun? I mean,
absolutely.
Look, surely if you're going to win a title, when your nearest rivals slip up, surely you've got to take advantage, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pain he felt. Definitely so. They certainly had the advantage going into the game.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at the bigger picture, City haven't been playing as well as they had when they started the season, and had come after that. So I think you want to also remember that the teams do go through these phases. City are going through their phase at the moment, and I thought that they will get over it by now, and I reckon that they will probably within the next week or so. Certainly looking forward to the weekend.
I think they actually did bounce back, right? Which we'll talk about it later on. Okay, well, meanwhile, Fulham came back from a goal down to beat an increasingly deteriorating Arsenal by 2-1 at Craven Cottage. I believe our cameraman's not too happy about that result, right?
Sorry, Aaron.
Well, that result has seen the Gunners drop to 5th, Ian. And look, I mean, Gunners fans have got to be disappointed, right? I mean, or do you think Wenger can turn things around somehow, especially with the return of a certain Thierry Henry?
Yeah, they have to feel a bit disappointed also for what happened with the red card. It was a bit soft. It came at a very crucial point of the game. So it was quite a sickening defeat. So you have to feel for the fans as well. And Arsenal have been doing very well. And I mean, they've continued playing the way that they believe they should be playing. So credit to them. And with Henry coming back, I think it's great for the Premier League. I know some fans would be thinking, why are we going backwards? We did it with Lehmann, it didn't work out. Now we're doing it on Henry. But I mean, as United, I would understand if they brought back David Beckham, I'd be over the moon.
Right.
It's gonna be a good move.
I don't agree with you.
I
don't agree. Actually, I think
you think it's more of a sign of desperation?
Absolutely, and I think Arsenal, given their team at the moment, they just kind of overrated. They are living on past glories.
So we'll see what Henry brings or doesn't bring to the team. And just this morning, Jermaine Defoe goal gave Spurs a 1-0 win over West Brom at White Hart Lane, and they're now just 3 points behind Man United. Ian, confidence is high at the club. Harry Redknapp's team are now above Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal. Do you think they'll last the course of the season though?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit hard because what I feel for them this season, why they're doing so well, is that the pressure hasn't been so much on them. People have been looking to what's going on with Liverpool, what's going on with Newcastle earlier in the season, and City and United with the rivalry there. So it's sort of like those players, out of the spotlight, without the pressure of the weight of expectations, they can thrive. But what happens when towards the end of the season, when they really need to show the results? Can they do it? Can players like Defoe continue to perform? Because he has known to buckle under pressure before. So that one is gonna be a bit tough. We'll have to wait and see.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, meanwhile, as we mentioned earlier, Manchester City bounced back from their loss to Sunderland by quite easily seeing off rather disappointing Liverpool by 3-0. I mean, Shaun, I think Daryl must be shedding a few tears at home right now, but I'm sure you're a happy man, right?
And so we should.
Yeah.
So we should. In the last game when Liverpool played Manchester City and they played at Anfield, I said that maybe City would win 4-0. Actually, they were supposed to win 4-0 this morning because Johnson's effort that hit the Woodrow had beaten Pep Arena quite deliberately. So it should have been 4-0.
Deserve a result for sure, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think City much better than Liverpool. Liverpool they've got some serious issues, which is what we wrote about at the weekend.
Right.
I don't think those issues are going to go away in a hurry.
Right.
I think they're going to be there until the end of the season. It's unfortunate though, because at the beginning of the season, after Kenny had taken over in January, there was a lot of optimism within the club and within the Premier League as well. Not only Liverpool fans want to see Liverpool do well. There are other clubs that also like to see that.
Right.
It's because of the history of the clubs, because of the history of the football in England.
Right. That's right.
I know some people don't quite understand it or look at it like that, but it does. That's how it is. That's like living in the real world.
I think it was quite expected also, because City have a 100% record at home this season, right?
Yep.
There's only away from home at Sunderland and places like that where they've been dropping points.
United will beat them, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the first one.
Well, hold on to your thoughts, guys. It is time for a quick break here in Football Every Day. We'll be right back with more chat and banter real soon, so do stay tuned. We'll see you in a bit. We were of course talking about the weekend's results, results in the last weekend of the new year. But tomorrow morning, 2 more games are scheduled to be played. So let's get into that very quickly. With Man United taking on Newcastle at St James's Park. Ian, the Magpies we know managed to hold United to a 1-1 draw early in the season. Do you think the Red Devils can put one over Newcastle at their home ground, especially with Rooney expected to make it back to the lineup?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make much difference with Rooney, would it? I mean, he hasn't been playing fantastic anyway. There are other players who seem to be more hungry. Welbeck seems to be a bit more hungry for it. Hernandez always tries his best.
To be fair, Berbatov's playing well. I mean, he's scoring goals.
He seems to be a bit more effective, I think, in terms of what the end product in front of goal. But his overall play is still the same. He's still just walking around, taking his time. So I'm not sure Rooney's gonna be that big of a miss, but it's always good to have him around.
Right.
But having said that, I still think it's gonna be a tough game. The defense is still the big problem.
Concern, right?
Scoring goals, attacking sense, it's still okay. We still can edge out goals here and there.
Is back and stuff,
exactly. But in defense, I think it's still gonna be Carrick. Hopefully, we get Smalling back.
Right.
We don't really know.
Shaun, do you agree with Ian?
I reckon Newcastle will win this game.
Oh, come on.
Could very well, yeah.
Absolutely. Nobody thought Blackburn would beat United at Old Trafford.
Yeah, nobody actually.
So and United again, they've got this issue about them that when they have problems within their camp, they guarded more secretly than any of the other clubs.
Yeah.
There are problems in United.
Definitely.
And they have been for a little while. It showed against the Blackburn team the other day. And Newcastle have been going through a little bad patch of their own after that nice start to the season. When you start the season nicely like that, particularly like our City did, for example, you hit a bumpy patch, but you come back again.
Right.
I reckon Newcastle will come back against United.
I mean, speaking of problems at United, Ian, the quick one, do you think this is rather kind of a transition period for United in terms of, well, not just the injuries, but in the long term? I mean, they're not as invincible as people thought they would be this season. Do you think it's one of those times when he's kind of overhauling and
I think injuries have taken their toll. I mean, in Ferguson's long-term planning, he obviously thought that Cleverley would be around this season to fill that gap from Scholes. Anderson as well. He gave them a lot of playing time at the start of the season before both got injured. And then after that, we had the injuries to Vidic, to Ferdinand, Smalling.
Yeah,
So
Fabio.
Rafael Fabio. So these things do tend to take their toll after a while. So it wasn't so much that United are losing that sense of invincibility, but rather injuries do hurt you throughout the season.
United are actually, I think, a little weaker than they are team-wise than they were last season. And last season, they were weak. They weren't supposed to have won the league. They only won the league because of the opposition.
Right. So maybe they should still get Schneider, right?
But the opposition is different this year.
Yeah.
Now you got a different Manchester City team that's playing in the league, and to a certain extent you have got a different Tottenham team playing.
Okay. Quick one. At Goodison Park, Everton play host to a struggling Bolton. Shaun, I'm sure neither team has impressed you very much this season. So very quickly, how do you see this one panning out?
Yeah, Everton, they like it was mentioned the other day, they play well and then they don't play well, and then they play well and then they don't play well. Bolton, I think, are going down.
Right.
So I think neither team both teams have really serious troubles scoring, right?
Yeah,
Saha can't seem to score, Kevin Davies can't seem to score, and without those two, the rest of the team, doesn't really amount to much. Maybe Tim Cahill, if he comes back to a patch of form, maybe. That could help.
Okay. Well, all right. So a new year it is, but there won't be any league games this weekend because the third round of FA Cup matches are taking place, right? So the first notable one, sees Liverpool welcome Oldham Athletic to Anfield. So the Reds should pull through, right, Ian? I mean, especially when Suarez has started serving his ban. We know Oldham.
They should still have way too much, right?
Yeah.
Gerrard coming back, I don't see a problem there. Not
Right.
at all.
Okay, well, in what's definitely the most eye-catching matchup, Manchester United lock horns with bitter rival City at the Etihad. Shaun, City defeated United on their way to winning the FA Cup last season, as we know. So they will certainly be out to do it again, right?
Yeah, they did, and then United came back and won the Community Shield. But I think what hurts more than anything else is the 6-1 defeat.
Right.
I think the FA Cup last season and I think the Community Shield,
It's in the past.
it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I think the only thing that people like my good friend here will be thinking about is the
6-1.
thumping.
So
That's what it was. It was a thumping.
Yeah.
And I think United will come back a bit stronger.
And City will be buoyed by that result, right?
I don't think United will beat City for a long time actually.
Who knows?
That's what I
Okay,
think.
Ian, I mean, now that they're out of the Champions League and League Cup, the FA Cup should be a title that Sir Alex would prioritise. Considering he's won it a number of times, right?
Yeah, I think people have accused Fergie in the past of not prioritizing the FA Cup, and
Yeah.
to be fair, I mean he has seen to put the Champions League and the Premier League ahead of it naturally, though.
Yeah.
But this season, of course, the FA Cup would be one of the priorities. I think in a one-off game, United have a chance against City. I mean, you have to say that City are favourites.
It's going to be like a cup final for both teams.
you have to say that City are favourites on
and at
paper
home,
with
they're
the
at home as well.
Yeah, with the squad that they have.
Right.
But of course, with United, you never know. On a one-off game, they could just turn on. The Community Shield was like that. On a one-off game, you never know. Of course, City with the squad over the course of the season, City have a better chance with the Premier League, and they have shown that so far to be top at the moment. So
I think the only way that United can win the game is if they kind of fix up their backline.
Right.
I think if they can get their backline fixed up, then
it'll be a good contest, right?
Failing that, they'll beat United like how they beat Liverpool last night.
All right, okay, quick one. Ian, Chelsea welcome Portsmouth to Stamford Bridge very quickly. I mean, look, Chelsea themselves are in a bit of trouble, and rumours of dissent within the ranks is rife and that kind of stuff. So, can they beat Portsmouth? I mean, they do need to bounce back, right?
I think they have the players that can get the job done.
Right.
I mean, even Lampard, people have been criticizing his play and all that. But when push comes to shove, when you need that goal, he can still provide it. So in a cup tie, that's what you need. Somebody who just get that goal for you.
Right.
People like Lampard, Terry, they can still do it.
So it should be Chelsea, right? I mean, Shaun, very quickly, Arsenal versus Leeds.
No, I think Arsenal.
Can Leeds United do what they did to
I
United a
think
couple of years ago?
Arsenal should win, but they've got to watch out.
Africa.
They've got to watch out for Leeds.
Right.
But I reckon Arsenal will take him.
All right, thanks a lot for your thoughts, guys. Pleasure as usual. Well, before we bid you goodbye, do remember to check out our brand new contest on football.thestar.com.my, as it's real easy to take part in and win, of course. Monthly prizes from Tiger FC, Adidas, and Senq are up for grabs, along with FA Cup final tickets, courtesy of Astro and Emirates. So, you want to drop us an email as well? Send it to football@thestar.com.my. Till we see you next week, guys. Pleasure as usual. Enjoy football. We'll see you real soon.